Good afternoon, YouTubers. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how to make a mum flower. It's really simple. I had fun playing with it. This is what the product will look like when we're done. What you take is you take some tissue paper of any color size, and you can punch as big as circles or scallops that you choose to use. I'm using a 2 3/8. This is a Stampin' Up! Punch, and I just kind of put it in there, and I try to get as many flowers out of it as I can, and so I just kind of do this all the way down the line here of this tissue paper, and I don't worry about ripping it out. You just kind of, and how many of these circles that you need is you need at least 14-15 layers of, because they're so thin. Anyway, this one here I actually punched out, and that's what I'm going to show you with as I'm working with is this is the Tim Holtz Ideology tissue wrap, and this one's labeled Composure. It comes in, I don't know, oh, it's 26.25 inches wide by 12 feet. Or is it? I'm sorry, it's 26 feet by 12 inches wide. Anyway, it's a little bit thicker than a regular tissue paper, and it really is fun to work with. So I've punched out these circles, and you just kind of count them, and I have 15 of them here that I used from Tim Holtz. But what you're going to do then is you're going to fold it in half, and I use my bone folder to crease, and then you open it back up to the center, and then you do that again. And then what you're doing is you're trying to find the center of the flower this way. And then you take I have a really long sharp needle, but I just poke it in through the center of the flower, and you just poke it through. Because what you're going to do is you're just going to add any kind of color of a brad, because it's going to be hidden, so it doesn't really matter what color or not. And you just poke that through, and I just got off just a little of the paper, and even though I'd made my hole, it is not a true all the way through. So you make sure you got your hole so you can put in your little brad. You could use a big brad, but it doesn't really matter. I use whatever I have most of on hand, since it's hiding. And then actually on this one I'm going to show on my granddaughter. I had her over and she was helping me play, and with just some basic white tissue paper, I gave her one full sheet, and I gave her some markers, and she had a blast just scribbling all over it. And so that's what these turned out like. And here I have one already with the hole in it, with the brad, And basically, all you do is you just start scrunching one little paper at a time around each other. And I really don't worry about what it's looking like at first, because you're going to be fluffing out the tissue paper. So just have fun with it. There's no rhyme or reason, but I really enjoyed what the flowers really turned out to look like just by having my 4-year-old granddaughter just draw on a piece of tissue paper. And then I punched them out like I did the Tim Holtz one. On this one here, I used a 3.5-inch punch. So that one's much bigger. I did have some fun with a variation of the mum. I guess that's what I call it, as a mum looking flower. And these look really fun on a card or on a project. You can, I'm going to be spritzing after I get the one done with Tim Holtz. I'm going to spritz it. But basically, just kind of keep on going until the very end, and then I just kind of scrunch it up from the back side. And so then what are you going to do is, obviously you're going to have a base, so, and then you just kind of fluff it out. And that's all I did with now the ones with the tissue paper, obviously scrunches down very well, can be very flat, so you really want to fluff it up. Just because. And then you could take a pen or an ink pad and just kind of do the edges if you like. And then what we did for another one, what we did was, anyway, and no flower is going to be alike, so perfect. But I used 2 different colored tissue paper, white and a red, a light red, and it kind of made it look like a very pretty flower. So you can kind of, I'll put these all kind of decorative out. This is the Tim Holtz one, and I am going to use a Perfect Pearls Mist. It's called Forever Red. And to do that, I'm just going to do out my craft sheet here, and then on top of the craft sheet I just put this, and then I'm just going to kind of let that dry over to the side while I'm working, and then right before we're done, I'll go ahead and I will dry it. But I'm going to show you with the Tim Holtz tissue wrap. It's a little bit stiffer than the regular tissue, so I find it to be a pleasure to work with, actually. It just has a different feel than the regular. And a lot of it is just playing with the and fluffing it out when you're done. Today is football day, watching the NFC playoffs and the East Coast playoffs. Not sure what division that is. I'm not telling that a football player or educated in the football real well. But anyway, the first game between New England and Baltimore was actually a very good game. Anyway, as you see, it just has a different feel to it than this type of paper does. And then I also did one with the tissue paper. I actually did I did one other technique, and I'll show you what it looked like when I get done here. But it was kind of fun to play with, using the fringe scissors by Martha Stewart. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. It's almost done. I really love this paper. I can tell that I'll be making all kinds of different flowers using the Tim Holtz tissue paper wrap. I only got one, but I can hardly wait to get the second one. I actually got this from my local scrapbook store in Centralia, the Scrappy Stamper. They will ship anywhere. Anyway, just see how that just fluffed up so easily, and you can also use your ink pens to, color on the paper, or use the distressed inks to distress your paper before you even start. So anyway, that's the Tim Holtz one. But I was going to show you what I did with using the Martha Stewart fringe scissors. These are cool. These are cool. I'll do another tutorial on another flower using those. But I took one of the mums after I had kind of fluffed it up, scrunched it. Well, what I did before I scrunched it was I cut in towards the center on 5 areas, and anyway, it just kind of made it just kind of a little scrunchier, more loose mum. But it was kind of fun. Anyway, I thank you for stopping by and watching. Please leave your comments, or if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. You can check me out by leaving a comment below, and please subscribe to my channel above. And I can be reached also at scrappycounselor.blogspot.com. Again, thanks for watching.